No. No, fuck all 10 seconds.
No 10
She
seconds?
wants taking a
Okay.
second, she can be her ass out of here.
Yeah.
So Risen's not here tonight. She's not feeling well.
Yeah.
She probably got the space rabies.
So that's what makes us special tonight is we don't got a Risen.
No adult supervision, no rules.
Oh,
Let's say some slanderous shit.
Bad. Let's see. And then we'll let Risen tack on all the stuff at the end about where we are, because I'm not sure I could duplicate it. So.
Google up BoomerRex. You're listening to this, you're doing it halfway. There's a little share button, hit that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look for stuff that says follow or Patreon. Send us money. I need an airship.
Yeah, big airship.
I want to make some news station tell people it's going to be raining frat boys.
There you go.
In the nice way, with love.
All right, so we into the news?
I think so.
I say, meanwhile in Paris, those assholes are still planning to open a 14th century lead.
Good.
I say again, lead.
Nope.
Hey, the best possible outcome of this is a vampire. That's the best possible outcome.
If they open it during the day.
Outside in the sunshine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got
but I figure the worst possible is zombies. So
I fucking hope. If I get one wish, let it be slow zombies.
Yeah. So anyway, let's see what else have we got. You see all those pictures of North Korea, right? Bright, shiny neighborhoods and towering, apartment buildings and so forth. Yeah. Well, it turns out the penthouses in North Korea, those are for the unfortunate few. Because buying and selling real estate is illegal, so you kind of get assigned your apartment. And you don't want to be on the upper floors because the water doesn't always make it up. And
they haven't built a lot of tall buildings.
Doesn't always arrive. And the elevators frequently don't run.
Well, they run during high traffic periods.
If they run.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it turns out to be possible to be assigned to an upper floor in one of those huge apartment buildings and have an hour's hike up every evening.
Yeah. Good
which I
cardio.
Guess puts you in good shape.
I mean, I wouldn't want to do it in a country that has famines as often.
And when the water doesn't work, you have to carry water up that mile hike.
Good job coming up with the prettiest, shiniest fucking gulag, but damn.
Yeah.
On the other hand, China's got it. China's got those ghost cities.
That's true.
Where they just grab farmers and you're an electrician now. Okay.
Oh. So anyway, it turns out North Korea, the poor live in the penthouses.
Well, yeah, you couldn't bribe someone to get to a good floor.
So at least one is talking about the fact he lives in the third floor of a 13-story building. Doesn't even have an elevator.
Whatever, man. Third floor walk up is way better than 13th.
Yeah, or 80.
Yeah, no, and you can look at that skyline, and they haven't been doing this very long.
And he's got a friend who lives on the 28th floor of a 40-story block and has never used the elevator because it's never worked. So, anyway, way to go, North Korea. I mean, you gotta...
Sure.
God.
Turkmenistan has more Guinness Book of World Records than anybody.
I saw that.
And you can buy them.
What?
You buy them.
Oh.
I know. And you actually have to do the thing.
I thought oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, it's not completely made up.
Oh, okay. So, but it's like a business thing.
Yeah.
They keep an eye open for world records that need to be set.
Mm-hmm.
Like the largest number of grapes stomped by...
Yeah.
Okay.
Or in Turkmenistan's case, the largest number of marble statues.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
So
that you own or just in one place?
I think total is the number that they went for, but I'd have to go look.
Oh, okay. Well,
they also, I think, made some of the largest foods.
Yeah, that's a popular one.
Yeah.
The 75-foot hoagie. So, imagine how big a hero you can make.
Right?
God. Anyway. So, next up. Oh my God.
What have they done?
On the day when I agree with J.D. Vance, can you imagine? Right?
Don't just lie. What the hell?
But I have to agree with him.
Oh, yeah.
He got Trump's endorsement, right?
Yep.
But obviously Trump didn't read his Twitter account.
Is that recently?
Oh, 6 years ago.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's learned his lesson.
when Trump was working up to running in 2016.
Yeah. Back when you could be accurate.
And so J.D. Vance says, I'm not surprised by Trump's rise. I mean, I think the entire party has only itself to blame. He said, we are, whether we like it or not, the party of lower income, lower education white people. And he said, I've been saying for some time that we need to offer those people something. Hell, we might even expand our appeal to include working class black folks. Or a demagogue will.
Yeah, they chose to go a different direction.
Yep. Well, the demagogue did. And give yourself some more slack in that so he doesn't get tangled. There you go. Anyway, he says Trump is the fruit of the party's neglect. And I go back and forth between thinking Trump is a cynical asshole like Nixon, who wouldn't be that bad, might even prove useful, or that he's America's Hitler. Well, now we know.
Right.
So.
No, we don't.
That's true. Hitler was smarter than Trump. Thank fucking God.
And Hitler failed before he did.
Yep. Anyway, so, yep, I agree with every word of that.
No, when
Shady Vance isn't telling the truth anymore. So
no, he's the rest of them. He's surfing a wave of know-nothingism.
Yes.
And we've seen this before. They're crazy and dangerous before it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Good luck, everybody. Send us money. We need canned food.
So anyway, this past Sunday, Mexican lawmakers had a chance to do something interesting. The president had proposed bringing a great deal of the electrical system back under centralized control, where they could manage prices and keep the private companies from ripping off the users.
Well, they're going to make a profit somehow, either charging more or doing less.
Right. Well, anyway, it turns out they're also apparently good at bribing Mexican politicians, and the measure did not pass. So now they'll continue with their system where the rich eat the poor, and what the heck. But you know what?
Glass houses.
Mexico has a better distribution of wealth than the United States.
More intergenerational mobility. Yeah. Everything we think is American exceptionalism is actually true everywhere but here. And not everywhere, it's just...
I know, it used to be.
Yeah.
Kind of went away in the 70s and 80s.
We found something more profitable.
So anyway, they had their chance. Mexico is not going to come apart nicely when it comes apart.
No.
We aren't either.
I was going to say.
So.
Well, the number of things where our roadmap for what's going to happen is 9/11.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
How did any risk management meeting have someone say that and everyone not go, what the fuck, Dave? Too soon. Oh shit, you're serious? Dave should be fired. Dave can't come to these meetings anymore. He says crazy shit. Because again, it happened at 3 addresses, and that being said, look at when that squirrel turned off the power in New York.
Yeah.
We didn't turn into axe wielding maniacs. We also didn't have it for very long.
Right. So let's see what else we got going on here. Oh shit! I
do not. Without Risen telling me what the something of the headline, I don't get any pre-cues.
No,
I'm not complaining.
So, a number of us have been saying for a long time, what the hell are the Trumpistas babbling about? Right? It's obviously wrong.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you look at it on its face, it's false. So how could you possibly talk about it? It's
disillusionment.
No, it's more than that.
Yeah.
It's the big lies are important.
Mm-hmm.
Trump doesn't believe the lie. His enablers don't. Their audience doesn't. The whole point is the power to test to see how many people will play along.
Yeah.
Right? It's all about demonstrating power. It's about exhibiting the ability to get thousands, even millions, to just debase themselves by pretending to believe and repeating it.
in my ruder of moments, I would draw the obvious link between that and religion as a concept. That's kind of always been the point. That's what that thing's always been nosing around looking for, is critical mass of willing suspension of disbelief.
Yep. I hadn't thought about that. That's a reasonable way of looking at it. And the other way is the truth, right? Like liberty, democracy, etc. It's just one more of those American values that need to be stomped out.
Well, controlled.
Authoritarianism, yeah.
This is the not burdensome kind of regulation, because it's them telling you what to do.
Yeah.
Not knowing stuff and using that. And part of that is, this is the reaping what we sow of not doing shit on climate change for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Any number of, you can watch the American BMI go up and go, oh, you know where I can also see exactly this change? In the actuarial tables.
Yeah.
Same thing with the deaths of despair from, opioids or, pick your opioid, basically.
Yep.
Right, QAnon, alcohol, or opioid.
Yeah, take your pick.
Opioid classic.
They all lead the same place.
Yeah. It makes the ride less fucking horrific. I can understand that kids who were just, when they're fucked, they know it. When you're fucked and it's not ever going to get better.
Hey, Democrats.
Right?
You have to make America work for all Americans, or don't bother to nominate anybody, because they're not going to be elected.
Get out of the way. We'll let Andrew Yang drive the bus on the last round. I
can't believe how
12 months of $1,000 to blow on, your Oregon Trail adventure pack.
Yeah.
Don't go to Oregon, guys. Seriously, climate change is going to fuck that up bad. Because we're talking about a region that's never actually needed air conditioning. Oops.
So anyway, now we're into about damn time.
Oh, good.
Right?
What the hell did we do today?
And we've touched on this a couple of times before. So
I don't remember us doing anything good today.
We have a tragedy in New York City where a gun-wielding man opened fire on commuters. He fired 57 shots and hit 2 people. Right? Anyway. But you get the knee-jerk reaction from Mayor Eric Adams, who, remember, came up as a cop.
Yep.
Right? So total knee-jerk.
At best, believes all the nonsense.
No, absolutely.
I don't get
said he would double the number of transit officers patrolling the city's subway system. Again, this is the knee-jerk reaction. It's the wrong reaction. It's the expensive wrong reaction.
Yeah.
And they've already doubled them once. And you know what they got for it? They got 345 new citations for fare avoidance.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's what they're going
And millions and millions and millions of dollars of settlements for the misbehavior of their transit police.
Right.
So, but it's always the first step, right? That's just the knee-jerk response. And we already talked about, they're talking about getting rid of the homeless on the streets and how they were going to do more with social services and so forth. And yet his first budget cut social services by 20%, right? Because he's got to fund his double.
Well, he's projecting all of the decline in need for these services after we run everyone through them.
Right.
He's just saving
throw all their shit away and, maybe bus them to New Jersey.
Yep.
But anyway.
That shit and madness. No way to run a railroad.
It becomes important at some point to say, you're siphoning money away from other programs like housing, mental health, community intervention, to continue to pump an endless number of uniformed guards into spaces that cannot be policed because you don't have social services, housing, and mental health.
Yep.
Right? So you can either actually do something about the problem, or you can hire more cops to wander around and we can make everything people horrific for avoiding the fares, or beat people up for not responding nicely when they're given a ticket for avoiding the fares. So just ridiculous. But hey, what can I tell you?
Yeah, no, it's the worst way to do this.
Yeah.
All right, we already got, was it a governor or a mayor questioning the need for libraries to exist at all?
Yeah, right.
And cool, but hey, we can make it so you can't survive in any of the places the public can go to, and that's a terrible fucking idea.
Yeah. And it's one that's likely to be met with violence.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Oh, let's see. What else we got for a dumbass to show? Oh, my God. So, of course, you've got the school board wars going on, and you've got these crazier and crazier fucks running for school board.
Well,
who believe
they're upping the ante. Again, we just proved they don't believe it, right? Some tragic number do, right? The people who talk about letting Jesus take the wheel, like those kids. Some of those end up on some sketchy stormwash shores, but no, the ones that are surfing are the ones that piss me off, right? And again, it's the same problem I had with the flag pin stuff when I knew this was lurking just below the surface. Right, where I've seen old people who didn't serve in the military shout at young troops because you didn't say what I thought you'd say when asked about gay troops or 9 other things. I'm like, no, the military should be just like, I was never in, but I've learned a lot by watching movies.
Well, and listening to fools.
Right.
So anyway, Nevada candidate John Carlo was filmed speaking at a church saying that the Constitution demands that Americans procreate. And he explained that because homosexuals can't give birth, they're unconstitutional.
Is it life? Is he saying life is the... Because I saw this woeful misinterpretation.
It guarantees life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
So,
hey, John Carlo, first and foremost, that's in the Declaration of Independence, you moron. It's not in the Constitution. So, you know where the only place...
Do 2 completely different things, guys.
You know the only place in the Constitution where the word religious appears?
That there shall be no...
There shall never be a religious test.
No, we'll see about that. Let them get their Continental Congress on.
Oh, yeah. Well,
at some level, again, it's one of those times where, I kind of wish life had a save button. So you can just ride out the stupid.
Yep.
And be like, but...
I'm sorry, my response to that was, I raised my hand and I swore to protect and defend the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
And you go mucking with it?
We could end up in a place
I may not recognize it anymore.
It's any other contract. You've changed the definition of some stuff. I have the opportunity to not renew.
Yep.
And be fucking careful. Tread ye fucking lightly. If for no other reason, then it's a switch I would not be comfortable with our team pulling. Right, there's some stuff, yes, sure, I'd love to. It's also the only way you're going to get to do it. But campaign finance is kind of the only constitutional amendment I'd be willing to talk about.
Yep, to make it clear that...
And it's a nonsensical, it's a heavy lift I don't think we're capable of.
That political speech is from a fucking...
biological human?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Such utter nonsense.
I wish you came to that. So next up, I've got Fred Upton, who's bemoaning Republican on Republican death threats. Hey, asshole, try being LGBTQ or one of their allies or a Democrat. But he's saying, death threats, they were never like this like they have been in the past year. And remember, we got death threats and it was a Republican bill and hey, asshole, this is your party. You helped cause this. And the fact that it makes you uncomfortable makes me giggle.
Yep. Fuck you. You did this. You amped this up every chance you got. You said I could control
sat on the sideline.
Yeah.
Anyway, so nuts to you, boy.
Enjoy your fucking party coming apart. But sadly, like a lot of things that come apart, it's going to throw shrapnel. It's going to
spatter, yeah.
And that's problematic.
It's going to be difficult to get good people to run as Republicans. When was the last time that happened? Point to one.
That kid who got kicked out.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Brian Husitz.
Yeah.
Kingsman? Kingsey?
I don't remember. Kingsley?
Look it up.
Yeah. You can look it up.
Yeah.
And while we're there, hey, Democrats, I realize it's going to be a mammoth pull, but you got to get your heads out of your asses. You absolutely do.
Think tiny-eared thoughts.
So, Andrea Salinas had endorsements from all the top Latino groups and from half of the Latina Democratic lawmakers in the House. She had backing from the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, the campaign arm in her bid to become Oregon's first elected Latina. So, what does the House Majority PAC do? Now, you have to remember it's closely aligned with Nancy Pelosi, so it makes it, more kind of Wall Street partish. Delivered an unexpected blow to the campaign last week. In a newly drawn that's more than 20% Latino, the House Democrats' flagship super PAC chose to intervene in the primary and plow $1 million into television ads on behalf of a white first-time candidate. Democrats, pull your fucking heads out of your goddamn asses. America has to work for all Americans. This is one of the dumber things I've ever seen you assholes do. And you have probably cost us that seat. So,
or be naked about it and say you thought
stupid.
this would play better in the suburbs, but I'd have to know more about the district they're mucking about in.
Yeah.
Right now, this seems like the standard corporate idiot overreach of, we'll just tell them who their candidate is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And at best, it's some party
I
loyalist.
expect he's got lots of good corporate sponsorship and support and so forth and so on.
Tell me it's about the money. Tell me it's that corporations will give more to white dude make fuck up. And I don't know him. I saw this and it's that unforced error shit that leaves me relying on the fact that the bigoted fucking mirror the Republicans are about to hold up and then focus laser-like on America.
Yep.
Is going to offend an appropriate number of Americans to go, no,
we're not doing that.
If you believed this shit and I didn't care, you had to keep it quiet.
You had to stay under your rock.
Yeah.
Let's hope that's what happens. They're certainly headed that way on LGBTQ.
Yeah, that is this political dead end I don't understand unless you're about to try and make the jump.
Real Americans tend to root for the underdog.
Yeah.
You really shouldn't be kicking underdogs.
But
hey, let us not counsel the Republican Party.
Never
Please, more. Yes.
Opposition when they're making a mistake.
Kick down. It's always good. You're always looking for a new victim to stomp. Yeah. We understand who the Republican Party is. So, anyway. And so last, we've got a touch of climate weirding. Yep. Right? Nice short show tonight. That big nor'easter that's landing on the Northeast?
Yeah.
This is not outside the climatological limits, but it's awfully late in the season. So, again, that's the whole point behind climate weirding, is it just gets more and more and more different as you go along. So, anyway, is this proof of climate change? No, but it sure is late in the season. So,
yeah.
They get 5 to 10 inches of snow in a bunch of places. And this is what, April the 18th?
Yeah.
Hell, the last time I remember getting a big snow in the Northeast in April was April the 1st.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
No, it's all... Again, we got climate scientists gluing themselves to building, which, hell's the fuck yeah. Way to get off the line.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
anyway, that's what we got.
Yeah.
And we're at BoomerRexTonight, and if you know how to find us on YouTube, you can probably find us elsewhere.
You're smart.
But we're going to leave 10 seconds of silence here now
true.
Before we stop, so that Risen has a good place to come in and put in all the advertisements.
Yeah.
Because we don't know.
We are dope like that.
That's right.
And it was Adam Kinzinger we were talking about.
Kinzinger, okay. Ready?
Yep. So now.